I was checking out pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else got there to share affection. So let's try again. I'll go anywhere. Just send me your location to bring back when we were more than happy. Jokes and laughing, trust and loving, yeah. And we were so on fire, both on fire, yeah. You're what I need and I'm what you need. You get my heart, feel you, get my heart, feel. You're my help when no one else got there to share affection. So let's try again. I'll go anywhere. Just send me your location to bring back when we were more than happy. Jokes and laughing.
Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday evening to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. And I hope the weather is getting warmer by you than it is here by me. It has actually been a little bit warmer, which is great. Man, was it cold earlier in the week. Holy smokes. If you've been affected by this bitter cold, I hope that you're safe. I hope that none of your pipes have frozen or you've seen any damage, and hopefully you're gonna thaw out here in just a minute. In fact, we're supposed to be getting weather in the 40s by next week, which is just crazy. Like, we went from negative 25 degree wind chills to 40 degrees. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Today we are going to be working on our block party, which is a project that we started a couple years ago, and I'm super excited to bring it back here on the channel. I can't wait. I know there's been a lot of you that have been longtime viewers of the channel that have been asking for it, and I'm so excited to bring it back. Before we get too far into it, I need to apologize to you in advance in case I sound a little slurry. I promise you, I have not really started drinking yet. That comes later. I had some dental work early in the week, and so there's still a little bit of swelling in my upper section here, so I'm a little slurry still. So I do apologize for that. I'm not quite myself, but I am healing very well. Everything went fine, and it's just a matter of a couple more days, and things will kind of iron themselves out, hopefully. But anyway, back to the block party videos. So we started this project as a pre-recorded series on the channel about 2 years ago. Channel's been available for 3 years now, but about 2 years ago we started it, and the idea was that we would make 2 blocks. We would pick a block from this book, and then we would make 2 of those once a month for 12 months, and then by the end of the year we would have this beautiful quilt made out of preferably our scrap materials. That was kind of the reason behind it, is I wanted to find a nice, fun, creative way to use a lot of my scrap fabrics up, or a lot of my fat quarters that I had and things like that. So that was the original intent. And it was a pre-recorded series, and then things kind of got a little bit out of hand with regards to pre-recorded stuff. We kind of moved to more of a live stream format, and honestly, the series just kind of fell by the wayside. It wasn't like it was canceled. It wasn't like I was never going to get back to it. I just had other fun things that we were working on. But it is back by popular demand. So once a month, we are going to be meeting here on a Thursday evening where we are going to be putting a block together. All of these blocks are going to be selected from this book called Quiltmakers 1000 Blocks book. I put a link to it in the description of this video, so if you're watching this after the stream, you can check the description. But this is where all of our blocks are going to be coming from. Each month, I will give you guys a major heads up as to which block we're going to be making. I'll tell you which block we're making and what page it's on. And then all you need to do is make sure that you have your pieces cut from your stash fabric, whatever you got. Don't go buy anything special. Get some scraps out there, get your stash out there, and we're going to be making some really fun blocks. I wanted to start out kind of quick and easy for this first one, just to kind of build up our confidence and kind of give you guys an idea of how things are going to work. And if you guys want to quilt along, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Maybe you can't catch the Thursday live and you can watch the replay later, whatever the case may be. But if you are going to participate, please make sure that you take pictures and post them on our Facebook and Instagram if you are able to, because we'd love to share along with you. And thank you so much for Brenda, who posted a small video of all the blocks that she had made previously. If you haven't made those blocks before, that's okay. You don't need to make those blocks to catch up. It is not a problem if you haven't made those. Just jump right in wherever you're at, and we'll have a great time with it. So the block we're going to be making today is called the Infinity Block. It is a block number, hang on, I got it here. It is block number 602, and it's on page 308 of the book. Now, if you have a different printed version than I do, it might be slightly on a different page, but it's called the Infinity Block, and it's block number 602, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got my fabrics already cut up here. We're going to be making 2 of these, so I'm going to be doing a lot of chain piecing to put it up together, and it looks like it's going to be quick and easy and super simple, and so it may not even take us the full 2 hours to put it together. It may only take us 45 minutes or so. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm really excited for it, and I'm really excited to start picking out more blocks. So if you have this book and you're quilting along with us, and you have a block, you have found a block in this book that you really, 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 really want to make, please email me, let me know which block it is, and we'll try and see if we can fit it into the schedule. I am going to try and pick blocks based on what that month is representing. So like next month is February, there's Valentine's Day in there, so we're going to try and do something around that type of a theme, whether it be a heart block or something to do with love or some kind of a name that rhymes with it. So I'm going to try to do that as much as I can, but it doesn't mean that that's always going to happen. Sometimes we're just going to pick a random block, and at some point over the next 12 months, we will make the penguin block that's on the front of this page, because I want to learn how to make that penguin block. It looks like so much fun, and we are going to do it. We're going to do it one of these days. So So that one is coming up sometime here in the next year, for sure. But anyway, I've got my pieces all cut up and ready to go, so we will get to those in a minute. But first, let me go ahead and I'm going to put this big book away. I've actually made a copy of this page, and I've just hung it up just here off camera, because trying to lug around this big book while I'm working with you guys is just going to be a little inconvenient for me. So I've actually got it printed up over there so I can look at it. So I'm going to set this off to the side for now, but this is where we're getting our pattern from. And then these are my other blocks that I made previously, so I want to keep them all together. I'm going to set that aside for now. Let me hop into chat and say hello to everybody there, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this block. Now, if you didn't have time to cut up your fabrics, or you're just getting started now, that's okay. Don't worry about it. This is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be relaxing. There's no time limit on this. This video is not going anywhere. Just because I'm doing it live on the channel doesn't mean you have to do it today. You could do it next week. You could do it next month. You don't even have to do it at all. You could just sit back and relax and watch it with us. It's just completely up to you. I'm going to take a drink, though. Give me a second here, guys. I've been trying to drink cold things to try and keep the swelling down. I've also been taking some medicine as well. It's not so bad. It's just like right here, and so everything's kind of a little swollen. But anyway, let me hop into chat real quick. Say hello to everybody that's there in chat. If you're not in chat and you'd like to have your name, if you'd like to say hello to me real quick, please pop in there and just say hi real quick. Where's my mouse? There it is. Isn't that like a game everybody always plays? Where's the mouse? The very first person in chat today was Teresa. Teresa, thank you so much. She's been posting pictures and she's been sending me emails about the blocks that she's been making. She's all caught up. She's really excited, and I'm really excited for her. So I can't wait to see what her next block looks like. So hello, Teresa. Thank you so much for being here with us. Denise is also here too. She says hello from Northeast Illinois. Hi. I'm just down the road. Well, not really down the road, but a little bit further away. I'm in Northern Illinois, a southwest suburb of Chicago, so I'm a little bit further than she is. But hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas is in the house. He says, hello, party people. Hello, Lucas. Thanks so much for being here today. Lucas had a little bit of excitement over by where he was at. Thankfully, everything worked out okay. Linda Denton, hello. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Agnes, hello. So great to see you as well. Welcome back to the channel. Well, it looks like everybody's into their gambling already, so they're going to get their gamble on, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So I think I'm all caught up in chat. If I've missed you, please make sure you tag me. You can do the @ symbol. That's the A with the circle around it, and then So Not an Expert. And what that does is it highlights it right on the screen for me, so that I don't make sure that I don't miss it. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera over to our Zoom camera so you guys can see what I'm working on. Of course, I don't think I actually fixed it, so I'm going to have to do that really quickly. Give me a second. Yep, too far away. Give me just a second. For some reason, it resets every time. It's so annoying. I did get my computer back, as you can tell. I have not tried to do the pet cam yet, or the puppy cam yet. I've not tried to do it yet, so I don't know if this fix has actually worked or not. I will mess with that over the weekend. Let's see. I don't know why it didn't flip it either. That's weird. And it's upside down. That's awesome. So much fun. Oh no, it's the right way. Okay. Hi Nancy. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday evening to you. So this is what we're going to be working on. Here are our pieces. You guys can kind of see them. These are leftover fabrics from the block that we worked on Sunday. I did finally finish that block. Oh my gosh. It took way longer than I thought it would. It's not a problem. I still had a great time with it. I love the block. It's beautiful. I'll show it to you guys on Sunday when we come back on Sunday. But it did take a lot longer than our Cotton Cuts project. So just so that. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Thanks so much for joining us. So these are the pieces. They're all cut up and ready to go. But yeah, the block took a lot longer to do than I was expecting it to do. But it's still beautiful. And I'm going to show you guys that on Sunday. We'll share that with you some more on Sunday. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this because it's going to go together pretty quick and easy. It's pretty simple to do. The very first step is we need to make a couple of half square triangles. I know, half square triangles. Seems like I could never get away from them. Luckily, we only have to make two, so it won't take us a whole lot of time. So we're going to use our E fabric. And remember, I've cut enough for 2 blocks, so everything is going to be doubled here. So we're going to take our E fabrics, and we're going to need to make 2 half square triangles per block, so a total of 4. Now you should have E fabric, 2 different types of E fabrics. I have this really pretty dark and this really pretty pink fabric. Again, you guys have seen this fabric from last weekend. So I'm just going to take one of these and I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner on the back side of the lighter colored fabric. It really doesn't matter if you use the darker or the lighter. Hi, Patty. So we're going to draw a line from corner to corner on both pieces of fabric to kind of mark the middle. I'm just using a regular number 2 pencil, just really lightly. You can use whatever you've got on hand. If you've got some marking pens, things like that, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is going to end up being in your selvage anyway. So right now, it's really not a concern about even if you use a regular pen. It's not that big of a deal. All right, so now right sides together for the 2 fabrics. And we're going to be sewing 1/4 inch along each side of that drawn line. So we're going to take this line and we're going to do 1/4 inch to the left and 1/4 inch to the right. So I'm going to sew down the left and then I'm going to spin it around and I'm going to do down the right. I'm going to change out my presser foot because right now I don't want my guided foot. I just want my 1/4 inch foot. All right. So let's go ahead and get that started really quickly. How is everybody's week going so far? Everybody make it through the frigid cold unscathed, I hope? Looks like my chair is just a little tall. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. So I'm going to sew down one side. I'm doing the left side first. Then I'm going to get all the way to the end. I'm going to lift my foot, spin it around, and go down the other side. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us 2 triangles. So I'll set that one aside for now and do the other one. Hi, baby. My puppy keeps coming in here to say hello. Hi, baby girl. Mommy does not have any food in here. I'm sorry. I got no snacks. I'm sorry. I got no snacks. Maybe Daddy's got snacks. Alright, here's the last one. We're going to go ahead and sew this one up real quick. Alright, now we're going to take our ruler and we're going to slice right down that drawn line. So it's going to give us 2 triangles. Patty says, I've been without a car since Monday. Could I borrow yours? Patty, if I could let you borrow it, I would. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and slice up now right on that drawn line. So we get 2 triangles down the center. So now we've got 2 triangles. We're going to press those in just a second. My iron is not on again. I'm going to turn the iron on again. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now I've got my 4 triangles. I'm going to go ahead and press these real quick. We're going to press them open. That seems to be the easiest way to do this. I got to wait for the iron to heat up. It won't take us but just a minute to go ahead and iron up all 4 of these pieces. And then we need to trim off the dog ears as well. So again, that'll just take us a quick second. Super quick and easy. We're going to start out slow here. These first couple of months are going to be pretty easy, just standard piece blocks. See, I'm getting all slurry again. Standard piece blocks, and then we're going to kind of graduate into some paper piecing and then some applique. All of those different types of blocks are available in this book, and that's one of the things I really loved about this book is there's so many different options to choose from, and we're going to learn some new techniques. And maybe just, you know, improve upon our skills for some of them as well. Sounds like one of my puppies trying to convince Mr. Wizard to take her out. Patty says she's got a big basket full of finished pin cushions to mail. Patty, that's awesome. Oh boy. You guys hear the barking? That's my baby girl. She's barking. Alright, let's do that one. 2 more. I feel like I'm doing a little bit of an exercise. Like 2 more, guys. Let's go. Patty, that sounds awesome. One of these days I'll get my button gear and actually like contact you to get one. I just haven't yet. You know what it is? I really don't use a lot of pins. Not that your pin cushions are absolutely beautiful. I just don't use a lot of pins, so I don't think about it. So, there we go. Patty makes these beautiful rose pin cushions. So if that's something you guys are interested in, make sure you get in touch with her. You can contact her on Facebook. I think she's on our Facebook group. Alright, that was the last one. We went ahead and ironed that up. Now we're just going to go ahead and trim off the dog ears. These should measure at 3.5. I'm just going to double check and make sure. Yeah, they do. They measure at 3.5. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim off the dog ears real quick. Oops. You don't necessarily have to do that. I just don't want them in the way when we're making the rest of the pieces. So I'm going to take the couple of seconds here and just clean those up real quick. They only take a second. Speaking of dog ears, I've been working on the Resilient project, our Resilient project offline. And so I've been sewing up the pieces and then trimming them down. And so I spent most of Wednesday evening. Hi, Lana. Welcome back to the channel. She says she's not staying. She's got a migraine. Is back. Oh, my gosh, Lana. I'm so sorry. So sorry. But she did wanted to say hi and give us a thumbs up. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm so sorry that you're suffering from a migraine. We all know how those can be. We hope you feel better soon. Hopefully we'll see you on Sunday. And you can always catch the replay later. But anyway, so I spent all evening on Tuesday. All evening Tuesday. Ironing open the seams on all of those pieces. Slicing them up and ironing them open. And now I will trim them, start trimming them. Probably not tomorrow. Probably next week sometime I'll start trimming them down. So then that way the next time we bring the project back on the channel, we can just start putting blocks together. Because that one is going to take that one seems like it takes forever to do. So I think if I do a little bit of it off camera, that will help. Alright, I've got 2 of them trimmed up real quick. Let me go ahead and trim up these last 2. And then we can get the rest of it. Patty says, I hear music. Yes, Patty, there's music. There's always a little bit of music. There's always a little bit of music in the background. At least I try to. This one was a little wonky. This one was a little wonky. So I'm just trimming up the dog ears here real quick. Last one. You again. I still don't have any snacks. I'm sorry. The puppy keeps coming in. She's looking for snacks. I got no snacks. I'm sorry. Check with Daddy. Maybe he's got snacks. They're so silly. Alright. Go ahead and trim this up real quick. Just trimming off the dog ears. Last one. And everything else is squares and rectangles, so that's the good news, is we really won't need to be able, we really won't need to trim anything else up. This block is going to go together super quick. It's a really easy one. Really super easy to do. All right, there we go. Lana had enough time to play the slots before she left. Is anybody else in their sewing room working on something else besides our block party pieces? All right, so there's our pieces. These are now our new E pieces. And then all we have to do is go ahead and put them all together. So we're going to start with the top row. The top row is a D fabric with a C attached to the left side. And that's a background C fabric, because we do have two different color C's here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the background C fabric. Hang on. Nope. The colored C fabric. Sorry. See, this is where I get confused with things. So we're going to go ahead and attach these up together. We need to make 4 of these. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, 4. So we're going to attach these up together. So we're going to take a colored C square and we're going to attach it to the D fabric on the right hand side. We're going to do 4 of these. Oops, need to change that out. Let's go ahead and do that. Most of these blocks are symmetrical, so the top and bottoms are basically the same. And that's kind of what this particular block is like as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm going to chain piece these up together. So we've got this fabric again. This is our D, and this is our colored C fabric. The pattern is a little tricky because it gives you the same letter for different fabric colors. So we just have to be careful and make sure that we're attaching the correct pieces up together. This one, and then I'm going to put the rest of these C's back for now because we're going to come to those again later. Alright, so let's go ahead and press these open as well. And then we're going to be taking our triangle units that we just made, and we're going to be attaching those to this square C fabric. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew those up now, and then that way I can press all at one time. When I do this, I want to make sure that my same colored fabrics are together. Sorry, I was just reading the instructions here to make sure I've got it correct. So when we're putting these together, you guys can kind of see it a little bit off camera here. So this is my D colored fabric, which in the pattern it's the dark brown. That's what I'm using, is the dark brown. This one here is my cream fabric on the pattern, but it's this one here. And then this one here is my cream fabric and my pink fabric as it shows on the pattern. So it's a little confusing. Yep, it still hates me. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's a little confusing when you're using your own colors to try and match things up, but we just want to make sure that these two fabrics that are the same are matched up together. So I'm going to go ahead and sew those up together real quick. Make sure I've got this right. Hang on. We don't want to go that way. We want to go this way. So we want them like this, and then we want our other fabric up here in this upper right corner. So we're going to go ahead and sew these up, and then that way we can iron everything kind of all at one time. It's a little bit more efficient that way. Okay, so I've got this one open. Grab this one. We're going to turn it so that the two matching fabrics are together, and the other one is in this upper right corner. So I have not pressed these yet. I will press them up in just a minute. That way I can press everything all at one time. Save myself a little bit of time, be a little bit more efficient. We're not in any hurry, we're not rushing through or anything. Just trying to be a little bit efficient about things. Alright, there we go. There's our last one. So we're going to be using 2 pieces of these for each block. One's going to be at the top and one's going to be at the bottom. That's why we have to make 4. Alright, let's go ahead and press these seams open again. Over there. Alright. Open it up like this. Get our seams open. Iron turned off on me. So show of hands, how many of you are actually sewing along with us right now? Or are planning to sew along with us later on? Maybe you didn't get a chance to cut your pieces and you're going to catch up later. How many people are participating in the block party? Go ahead and put those in there. Got it all laid out here. Go ahead and iron it up. Set those down. All right. So, with this dental work, I have a little bit of, swelling in my gums, and then the back of my tongue, they must have, like, hit me. Denise says she's participating. She'll be, joining in on us as soon as, she finishes cutting her pieces. That's awesome, Denise. But, the back of my tongue, I've got a little bit of a spot on the back of my tongue where they must have, like, nicked me with one of the tools or something at the dentist. And so that's making my tongue a little bit swollen, so that's why I'm like all slurry. I've been taking some medicine to try and help with the swelling, which seems to help a little bit, but I think the medicine wore off just before the live stream, which, you know, is convenient, right? I am drinking, but not nearly this much. Teresa says she's finished all of the blocks, so she'll start again with the next one, which is this one here. That's awesome, Teresa. Patty says, I have 3 done and we'll be doing this one on Sunday. That's awesome. That's so exciting. I know that Brenda's got all of her previous blocks made from the last time. So that's fun. She was showing us a video. She posted a quick video on our Facebook page, which I thought was so cool. She's got coordinating fabric. She's decided to go the coordinating fabric route. She's got a bunch of coordinating fabric, so she's going to try and make it into a beautiful quilt. Like, we're all going to make them into a quilt. It's just a matter of what fabrics we decide to choose. Teresa says, I've done this one also. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you finished this one already, too. Got it. Alright. Goes together pretty quick. Alright, so while those are cooling off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make some 4 patches real quick. So I'm going to need one of our... They're all in the A fabrics here. So I'm going to need... Let me go ahead and separate them out. I've got some dark ones here. Got some lighter pink ones. And some cream colored ones. The cream colored ones, again, my cream colored ones are representing the dark brown fabric, and we need one of those. Actually, we need 2 of those. per block. So I'm going to grab 4 pieces of that. And then the pink fabric is this one here. I need 2 of these per. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8 there. And then I need 4 of these. These are my cream colored ones on the pattern. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've got all my pieces here. These pieces are we're going to be using again later on, so I'm just going to set those aside for now. So let's go ahead and build one of these so we can see what they look like. So again, I've got another piece of my pattern is sitting over here just off camera, so that's why I keep looking over this way. I apologize for looking over there often, but I'm just trying to make sure we're following along here. So this one here is my dark brown, so I'm going to go ahead and put one of those in the corner. And then this one here is the pink. So we've got one next to there, one up there like this, and then we've got one of these. And we need to make 4 of this assembly, so you can kind of see it all a little bit off camera. We need to make 4 of these. So these are all block A, which makes things a little confusing. But they're the different fabric colors. So based on what fabric colors you've chosen, because we needed 3 fabrics for this particular block. So depending on what fabrics you've chosen to represent those colors, is how you want to lay this out. And we need to make 4 of these because we need 2 for each block. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all my pieces here, and I'm just going to pile them up on top of each other. So then that way, as I'm making the pieces, they kind of stay together. So this is kind of a little trick that I do for myself. Now you can lay out each block if you want to, but what I do is I lay the pieces on top of each other like this. So now when I go to sew them up together, I take the top 2 and I sew them up together, and then I take the bottom 2 and I sew them up together, so then that way I know the order they go in. Now you can use the pin if you want. You can pin these pieces together to try and keep them together. You can lay the whole block out. Whatever works best for you. This is just what I've found that works best for me. So now I'll just go top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. Just like that. Thought I missed a message there for a second. All right. There's the top. Here's the bottom. Top again. And I'm just keeping them right on the machine. Here's another bottom. One more. Top. Bottom. All right. That was the last one. Alright, so now I'm going to pull these apart 2 at a time. That way they kind of stay together for me. They're kind of tagged up together. Go ahead and open up the seams. Just using my finger. We'll give it a nice hard press after we're done putting it together. I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger to go ahead and sew them up together. And because I didn't separate that one thread, they're going to kind of be attached, which is going to make things a little bit easier to sew them up. So here's the next one. We're going to go ahead and open up the seam. Just checking my pattern every once in a while. Make sure I didn't spin something around silly. Because Lord knows I've been known to do that a time or two. Alright. Fold them up next to each other. The seams are going to be lined up pretty well because we still have that thread connecting everything up together. Alright, 2 more. We are just moving right along. I told you these are not going to take long to do it all. And then these are all, we have one more sub-assembly to put together. So one more small piece of block to put together. And then we just put the pieces all together and that's it. Like, it's super fast and simple. Super, super quick. All right. Last one. These finished blocks, I think they're 12.5 by 12.5, I believe. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, all of our blocks are... Yes, Teresa says 12.5. Yeah. Thank you for confirming that for me. So, these pieces are done now. So let's go ahead and give these a nice press. Pull these over here, set these aside for now. We'll come back to those, I'm sure, in a minute. So first, let's go ahead and give it a nice press down. Did I figure out what block E is in this block? Yes, I did. Block E is half square triangles. So if you take the 2 pieces of E and you do a half square triangle with them, so you draw a line down the center, and then you sew 1/4 inch on either side, and then slice it down the middle, that will give you the half square triangle that you needed. But yeah, it took me a hot minute to figure out what it was. But yes, it's a half square triangle. Oops. I didn't do that open. Denise says, thank you. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. If you go back, Denise, after the video is over, if you go back and watch the replay, you'll be able to see. So we have to cut that thread so that it lays flat. You'll be able to see that we made those. We just did that. Yeah, so it's a half square triangle. So you take the two pieces of E fabric, right sides together, draw a line through the center from corner to corner on the lighter of the 2 fabrics. I just used a regular number 2 pencil to do that. And then go ahead and do 1/4 inch down either side of that line, up one way and then down the other way. And then go ahead and take it off of the machine and then slice down that line and then just trim up the dog ears real quick. That will give you 2 half square triangles, which is what you need to finish this block. I'm not pulling anything apart. I'm just cutting that one thread that was keeping everything together, so then that way we can pull our seams open. But yeah, when I was looking at the picture too, I'm like, how do you get what? It took me a minute to... And their terminology was a little off, so I was like, I'm not sure what this means. So I had to look at it for a minute. And if I'm perfectly honest, I had to Google it. I had to Google it to make sure I knew what I was doing. Pressing the seams open now. Go. And then we got 2 more to do. I didn't make any mistakes or anything. I'm just separating that one thread that we had that was holding everything together. I'm just pulling that one thread apart so then that way I can press the seams open. Denise says, I also see that the original maker put in a drunkyard path and 3 improved drunkyard paths, and then she changed it to a 4-patch. Yes. Yes, she did. Or he or she. Yep. So we do have a 4-patch to put together, and then we have another piece that we still have to put together. So I'm just pressing these first, and we have one more sub-assembly to put together. Ooh, hot. We have one more. Hot. We'll show you how to do that one in just a second. I'm not 100% sure I know what a drunkyard path is, if I'm honest. Still learning. But we've got one more piece to put together, and maybe that's what you're referring to. Hi Terry, welcome back to the channel. Guess it was to make it easier on newbie quilters. Yeah, probably. Probably. Hi Terry, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Listen to me. Welcome back to the channel. I was telling everybody at the beginning of the stream I'm kind of a little slurish. Not because I've been drinking too much. Unfortunately, that's not the reason. It is because I had some dental work done earlier in the week and things are still a little bit swollen, especially the back of my tongue. So I'm a little, you know, little tongue-tied. Alright. Well, that one laid nice. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is there's one more sub-assembly that we have to put together, and it's a super simple and easy one. But there's one more that we have to put together, and then we can put all of these little pieces together. That sub-assembly is the black A fabrics that we had left over with the dark brown, or in my case, this cream-colored one on the top, and then the colored one on the bottom. Excuse me. And then we need to grab our B fabric, which is up here. We're going to lay that on the side. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these 2 blocks together. That's going to put our quarter seam together. And then once our quarter seam is together, then that should fit up nicely with this other piece. And this is the other sub-assembly we're going to do. So first I'm going to go ahead and put up these small squares here. Press those open and then go ahead and lay them into that other piece. We need to make 2 of these per block, and we're going to be making 2 blocks, so for a total of 4. No problem, Denise. She says if she had read it a little bit further, she'd been able to figure it out. You know what, Denise? I did the same thing. Like, I had to look at it like 3-4 times. Like, what is going on here? I don't understand. And so, yeah, I get it. I understand. The instructions are not really detailed in this book. It's really more about the pictures. They do have some instruction, but for the most part, it's about the pictures. So there we go. All right. Let's go ahead and press these first. Lucas Lucas says, Nancy, we're supposed to keep that secret. What? Ooh, who let what? Oh, Lucas has passed you. Oh, gotcha. We were talking about thimbles. Got it. Alright, so let's go ahead and press these open. Real quick. You don't have to press your seams open. You can press them to one side or the other. It's completely up to you. I love a good raise. It's completely up to you. I just have found that pressing the seams open for small projects like this does seem to make things a little bit easier. So. Us girls stick together. Too funny. Poor Lucas. He's being ganged up on. I don't think he minds though. Lucas comes from a big family of boys. And Tony, his fiance, my daughter Tony, comes from a big family of girls. A very big family of girls. All girls. My sister was the first boy in our family in like 6 or 8 generations. It's just crazy. My sister had a son, and he's the first boy in our family in many, many generations. All right, I'm gonna let that sit for just a second and cool off. Enjoy a nice drink. Yeah, Terry, so it'll be interesting to see, you know, if Tony and Lucas decide to have children, if they end up with boys or girls. I mean, it's really up to Lucas, you know, but but it'll be fun. My great aunt had 10 boys before she had 1 girl. My great-grandmother was like that. I think my great-grandmother had 9 brothers. And she was the youngest of 9. And she was the only female. Yep. That was back when they had really big farm families. Yep. Alright. So let's go ahead and pull these off. And then we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the pieces started. Let me just make sure I've got my orientation correct. This one is my brown fabric. Or the representation of my brown fabric. So now we're going to go ahead and put these together. Lucas says, my TikTok said that I'm going to have twin boys this year. I hope not this year, but the twin boys freak me out. Yeah, I bet. That's funny. Well, the good news is, Lucas, usually the twin gene runs on the male side of the family, not the female side. So, I can't say that it's unlikely you won't. No straw after having a tooth pulled. I did not have a tooth pulled, so that's good. It was not a tooth pull. I did have some dental work done, but it was not a tooth pull. They did like a gum scrape or something. I don't forget what they call it, but not a tooth pull. But you're right. You're absolutely right. If I had had a tooth pulled, I wouldn't want to be drinking out of a straw. Ask TikTok. But thank you for looking out for me, though. I really appreciate that. It was funny, they did the left side of my mouth, and I have to go back and have them do the right side in a few weeks. But it was so weird having the entire left side of your face all the way down to your throat just completely numb. Just completely numb. Well, I haven't really been paying attention, so hopefully I sewed these all up correctly. We're going to find out here in just a second. Yeah, no, thank you, Nancy, for keeping an eye on that for me, though. I do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Patty says, my grandma was 16 when she married my 35-year-old grandpa. Oh, my. They had 5 boys and 5 girls, married 50 years before Grandpa died. Oh, wow. She died 20 years later. Wow. That's awesome. That they were together that long, not that they passed away. Alright, opening the seams up again and gonna iron these up again. And this is our last sub-assembly, and now it's just a matter of putting all these pieces together to make our blocks. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that here in just a minute. First though, we gotta do a little bit of ironing. Here. There. Go. Hi, Brat46. Welcome to the channel. I thought it was the male side of the... Maybe I'm wrong. I always thought it was the male side. I always thought it was the male gene that pulled it, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, they do definitely run in the family on Tony's side. Being that Tony is a twin. Tony is an identical twin on top of it, so that's even more different. Nancy says, I had 2 boys. All my husband's side of the family was all males, had boys. Oh, wow. Brad46 says, the genes cause mom to release more than 1 egg at a time. That is true. That is true. Terry said, didn't know they were identical. Yes, yes. Tony and Taylor are identical twins. Over the years, as they've gotten older and they've grown up and kind of become their own people, they look less and less alike. And for those of us that know them well, know who they are. But every once in a while, people can struggle. Just for fun, every once in a while they'll wear their hair the same way or something, just to be fun. They used to have their teachers in school used to try and convince them to play pranks on the other teachers. Teresa says she has twin cousins on both sides of the family. Alright, just kind of, this one didn't want to lay very flat, so I was just going to hit that one up again. So did you dress them the same? No, Terry, I did not. Nope, they were what? They were always dressed similar, but they were never dressed identical. I didn't believe that. I feel very strongly against that. I think it's okay for special occasions, for a family photo or something like that, if you wanted to do that. I mean, I never did it. I always wanted to make sure that they knew that they were individuals, and so that's something that I never did. A lot of the family members would buy outfits for them that were the same, and insist on them wearing them together. But no, that's never something that I did. I always felt very strongly about not doing that, because I wanted them to be their own person, if that makes any sense. I didn't want them to be looked at as one unit. I wanted them to be looked at as individuals. So, and I was very, very strict about that. Okay, so now all of our sub pieces are put together, so I'm just kind of laying them out. Terry says, I thought my brother was a twin because we looked alike. He was 8 years older than me. Some well-educated third grade explained it to me. I was so upset. I bet. Yeah, I bet that was upsetting. Alright, so here's some of our pieces. So now we're just going to be putting these pieces together. So the first thing is, obviously, we have our top row. So let me go ahead and lay these out a little bit differently here. Let me grab all these alphabetties. So here's our top row. Let's go ahead and lay those out. And I am just going to stack them one right up on top of the other, because that's just kind of how I do things. You guys can see that on the camera still on the camera, kind of. I'll move it down a little bit. I don't need the mouse. Alright. There's that. There we go. So that's top row. And then we're going to need a C fabric that matches this one there. We're going to need one of our 4 patches. Actually, two of these. There we go. All right, we're gonna need our 2 of our 4 patches. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 of these that we just put together. Uh-oh. I put them all together wrong. See, this is why you gotta double check things. They're all put together wrong. This piece is supposed to be down here and this piece is supposed to be up here. And I can't just like spin it because it doesn't really work that way. I mean, I guess I could do it like this. I could do it like this. This would still work. That still works. We'll just go this way. Does it still work? Still a square, isn't it? Hang on. 3.5 by 3.5. Yeah, it still works. It's fine. It's fine. We're improvising rather than pulling apart. We're just gonna kind of go like that. Like that. Okay, so I'm using this. This is our this is supposed to be our brown tone-on-tone fabric. When you're looking at the pattern, this color of my fabric is what represents the brown tone-on-tone. So I'm trying to use that as my guide to kind of show me where I need to lay things. And then here's 2 of these, like that. There we go. So there's the top half of it. And then basically it is an opposite mirror of the bottom. So if we make all of our sections like this and then just take 2 of them and flip them, then we will be able to make all the pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these back out just to make sure I have it correct. There we go. Like that. Great. That's a know-it-all 3rd grader. That's absolutely right, Patty. Yes, it is. That's right, Terry. Make it work. Hi, Joyce. Welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us today. Happy Thursday evening to you. All right, so let's go ahead and get this middle row here, because this is actually going to be the 2nd row and the 3rd row when we get them up together. So let's go ahead and put these together. We need to make 4 of those. Let me put my alphabetties away. They're all in my way now. I finally found my B, by the way. My B alphabetty. I finally found it. So now I have it for the next time we do our live streams. I'll grab these clips. Alright, let's go ahead and put these together. I'm going to slide these down and over here. I'm going to go ahead and just sew them all up together. Luckily, with this one block, I was able to do that. I was able to just kind of spin it and make it work instead of having to pull it apart, but sometimes you're not always that lucky. Sometimes you are not always that lucky. Terry says, I forgot you were going to be on tonight. No, that's no problem, Terry. It's no worries. Thursdays are a new night for us. We're not going to do that every Thursday. It'll just be one Thursday a month. Rat46 says, Shabby Fabric is redoing their Father Christmas block of the month again from last year, maybe 2 years ago. Well, that sounds like fun. Alright, so those 4 are done. So let's go ahead and sew up these 4, and then that way we can kind of press everything up together all at one time. Let me just triple check here. Yeah, that's this one. Rat46 says, really pretty material. Thank you very much for that. These are some of the scrap pieces that we had from the Norfolk black, Wild Meadow black that we were working on Sunday. These are some of the scrap pieces that I had from it. So you may see more of these throughout the block party. I'm going to try and utilize some of the scraps. The whole point of this whole project, this whole series, was to use up our scrap fabrics. So I thought that was really fitting to be able to use some of the scraps from that project. I was able to finish that block. I don't know if you guys heard me earlier. I was able to finish that block. It did take a lot longer than I expected it to. Probably partially because it was all half square triangles that had to be cut up and squared up and things like that. So that was part of it for sure. So it right off the bat, you know, the cotton cut stuff is less expensive and a lot less time consuming. But I wouldn't even say time consuming because it's not really like it bothered me that it took longer. It's just I just wasn't prepared for it. Now I know that it takes longer, so we'll probably stretch those out across 2 live streams. Maybe a Sunday one and then one during the week to catch up on it. Hi Lorraine, welcome to the channel. It's probably what we'll end up doing for the next month. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to go ahead and press these all open now. It's going to take me a few minutes to do. But the blacks turned out beautifully. I'm going to show you guys those on Sunday, when we come back on Sunday. They turned out beautifully. Like, they are absolutely gorgeous blocks. They just took a lot longer than I expected them to, is all. You know, we've gotten so kind of used to cotton cuts and how things worked for that. I knew it wasn't going to be as quick as a cotton cuts project, but I just didn't realize just how long it was going to take. I sat here probably 3.5 to 4 hours after the live stream and put most of it together. And then I came back that Monday evening. On Monday evening, I came back here and did more for about another 45 minutes to an hour. So, but the blocks are 24 by 24 inch blocks, so they're really big blocks. They're 2 feet by 2 feet blocks, so they're really big. And the whole thing, this whole block that we worked on was all half square triangles. So that, I think, is part of why it took so long to do this one. I'm imagining that they're not all going to take this long. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. I'm still planning to do the whole thing. Like, this has not convinced me not to do it. It's just, you just have to make adjustments for the schedule. Oh, that's my cat. Ozzy, out. Out. Alright. Laying that one down. We're going to go ahead and press up these 4, and then we'll take these 2 pieces and sew them up together, and that will be our row. So we're what? About an hour into the stream, about an hour and 10 minutes into the stream, and we're just about halfway done. Well, actually, I wouldn't even say halfway done. We're more than halfway done. Because all we have to do left is sew these rows up together. No, Terry, we had 2 cats. Yeah, we had Angel and Ozzy. Angel was my daughter's cat. You guys know about her. She passed away a few years back now. But then we've also had Ozzy. Ozzy was my sister's cat, and when my sister moved up north here from Florida, she had 3 cats, and she couldn't take them all with her. They wouldn't allow all 3. So Ozzy came to live with us for a while. Originally, it was just supposed to be temporarily, but she took so well to living here with us and all of our animals that my sister really didn't want to move her again. So she stayed with us. But she's an elderly cat now. She's 17, I think. So she's a much older cat now. Angel was 18, 19 when she passed away. So, but Ozzy's doing okay. She doesn't have any major ailments like Angel did. Angel had some pretty she was sick. Ozzy doesn't really seem to be. She doesn't have any sicknesses or any illnesses that we're aware of. Of course, something could develop, obviously. But right now, she's healthy. She's just annoying sometimes. Good night, Brett46. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. You have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you again on Sunday. But yes, we still have 1 cat, and then we have 3 dogs. It's crazy. Yeah, Terry, it can be difficult when they get older. Ozzy, out. 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 She's a little stubborn. She hears just fine. She's just stubborn. Alright, let's lay these out. Okay. Alright. Just gotta put these pieces together now. So now we're gonna go ahead and sew up these 2 pieces to make our next row, and then all we have to do is sew rows up together, and then our block will be done. Super quick, super easy. I tried to kind of give us a little bit of an easy win on this one because we wanted to build up our confidence a little bit, kind of get back into the swing of things. Remember how these kind of work. give ourselves a couple of easy wins, and then we're going to start looking at some of the blocks that are a little bit more challenging. You know, we want to kind of challenge ourselves a little bit, have a little bit of fun with it, learn something new, kind of get out of our comfort zone a little bit. Nancy says it just does not want to work for me. She must be talking about the bot. Last one. Do you have a yard or do you have to walk them? No, we have a fenced in yard. Yeah, so thank goodness for that. Otherwise we probably wouldn't have nearly as many dogs. Honestly. But yeah, no, we have a 6-foot wooden fence that runs around the outside of our house. Our backyard. So that makes things really nice. So we just open the door and let them run. Patty's talking about her new puppy, or her new pet that she got. Says she thinks he's a little overweight. Excuse me. They do say that they do gain. The experts say, you know, I've read articles that say that animals do gain a little bit of weight after they've been fixed. We don't feed our dogs traditional dog treats. We give them Cheerios. Oh, Linda has redeemed a fat quarter. Linda, congratulations on redeeming that fat quarter. I believe that there's already a package in the mail coming to you at some point soon. And I know for a fact I already have your email address, or your mailing address. So I'll get that out to you. There's that one. Those will be mailed at the end of the month or first week in February, somewhere around there. Along with our giveaway winners from our birthday stream a couple weeks ago. Those will also be going out. But congratulations on redeeming that. It's just a reminder to everybody else that those symbols can be redeemed for prizes. If you wanted to redeem them, that is, of course. You don't have to. That's completely up to you. Some people just like to earn them. Sorry. Saves me the postage. No, I'm just kidding. Right. Ironing these up right now. And we're going to put the rows together and then we will be all done. It's crazy how quick this goes together. Each block is a 12.5 by 12.5 block, and then by the time, you know, finished size is 12 inches. The idea here is to use scrap fabrics, and then that way, and so the blocks don't necessarily need to match if you don't want them to. You know, it's your quilt, so you do what you want with it. None of my blocks match up. At least so far. None of them are coordinating or matching up in any way, shape, or form. They may end up matching here moving forward. Just depends on how much of this scrap fabric we end up with. Nancy says we have a gambling addiction. No problem. Yeah. Well, Mr. Wizard has offered to give up one of his model cars as an actual prize. I just keep forgetting to add it as an actual prize on the drop down there. I keep forgetting to set it up. I have to remember how to do that. It's been a hot minute since I've done that. But he did do it. He did offer. It's going to be a question of how to ship it, how exactly to ship it, but we could do it. All right, so there we go. There's our two. Well, they're not really lined up, but there's our two rows. So we're going to go ahead and sew all of these up together, and then we take one and we flip it the other way. We flip it around, and then that will make our full block. So let's go ahead and get these rows up together. Top to bottom. There are some matching seams, so we want to be a little bit careful and make sure that we're matching up our seams as best as we can. It's your block, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And the whole point of this project is to make it a little bit scrappy with regards to the fabrics that you're choosing. And the blocks that we're choosing, there's really no rhyme or reason to the blocks that we're selecting. So it's all kind of supposed to be a little bit of fun. It's just supposed to be a little bit of fun. Lucas is playing the slots game. Lucas, how was work today? I heard that your boss was in the news earlier this week. Mr. Wizard sent me a copy of the article. Not for... he was making a report. He was reporting on a crime that had happened in their area. I'm not sure how much detail we want to give out on that. But, I heard there was some excitement. We'll put it that way. And Terry wants to know how Tony's feeling. Tony, from what I understand, Tony was feeling much better. I think she went back to school. I mean, I haven't heard anything. I guess no news is good news. Well, I know she was kind of miserable over the weekend. I think she had a touch of the stomach flu, which is never fun. I don't think anyone ever wants to have the stomach flu. But, you know, being a school teacher, you're going to be around that kind of thing. You know, all those different viruses and stuff. So she's just going to learn to take a little bit better care of herself and try and be proactive with regards to, you know, making sure she's got extra vitamin C and zinc and all that other jazz. Hi, Melanie. Welcome back to the channel. She says, just checking in before bed. Hope y'all are doing well. We are doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Teresa says they've had a lot of police officers hurt lately. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Lucas says, well, since the incident Thursday, I was processing all of the vehicles that got towed in regards to the event. Just finished it yesterday. Total of 6 cars. Wow, 6 cars. My goodness. Again, Lucas, I don't want to go into a lot of details because, you know, we're trying to protect your anonymity a little bit. You know, no need to go into too many details. Everybody knows that you work as a crime scene investigator, and there was a pretty high-profile crime in his district or jurisdiction or what have you that made the local news here. It sounds like it kept him pretty busy. Not that we think anybody from this channel is going to do anything, you know, try and reach out to him while he's at work or anything like that. But, you know, it's a public channel, so anybody can watch it. And so we try to protect people's identities a little bit. Keep some things. And that was just the vehicles, not any other crimes or weapons that were brought in for processing. Oh, wow. Yes, Lucas, we're glad you like your job. That's right. Wow, first time he'd experienced that. Wow. Unfortunately, it's been happening more and more often lately. Melanie says, hi and bye, Lucas. Alright, so we've got our rows sewn up together, at least 2 of those sets of rows. So let's go ahead and press this open. Actually, we can probably sew these up and then press them, is what we should probably do. Save ourselves a little bit. So there's our first 2. And so now we're going to take another row that looks just like that one. I'm just going to flip it over like this and sew it together again. And then that is what our block is going to look like. Isn't that pretty? I'm looking at the camera now. It looks so pretty. I love that. I love the movement of that. That's awesome. It's so funny how different it looks compared to the pattern, because the pattern used a dark color here and the light color here, and so mine is the opposite. It's a light color here and a dark color here, and it's just so funny how it looks completely different, wasn't it? So let's go ahead and sew these up together, and then we can go ahead and press all the seams. We've got 2 of them to put together. It's so funny how, I mean, and that's one of the really cool things about cotton cuts is with all the different colorways is how different the quilts look between the different colorways. It just fascinates me how different they end up looking. Even though they're all the exact same thing, they all take on a different look to them, and you see different things. Like, you know, one of them, the accents in the fabric, in the patterns are all different. So it's so cool how that happens. Alright, there's one of our blocks all sewn up. Beautiful, right? I know, so pretty. Such a pretty, I love these fabrics. Like, these fabrics are just so pretty. And that's why I will, even if like these things take hundreds of hours, I will put this thing together because I absolutely love these fabrics. That secondary pattern, for sure. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome back to the channel. I didn't see you sneak in there. Welcome back. Happy Thursday evening to you. I hope you're well. Hope you're warm. I hope you're warm. Wherever you are. It has warmed up here by us. It was bitter cold earlier in the week, but it is warmed up. It was I think it was actually a little bit warmer yesterday than it was today, it seems like, but today it was like in the 20s, which, you know, doesn't sound really warm, but when it was in like negative 25 wind chills, you know, earlier in the week, you know, it looks a little bit different. It feels a little bit different. Give me a second. I'm going to turn off that zoom cam since we don't really need it anymore. It's just kind of taking up space on the camera, on the screen. So I'll turn that off in just a second. Lucas, Tony's feeling better though. I don't know if you answered that question already or not. I haven't heard anything from her, so I'm assuming no news is good news. You know, they're quick to complain, but they don't really say much about how they're feeling. Hey Naomi, welcome back to the channel. Everybody's popping in now, my goodness. Alright, let me flip the camera back so that we don't have to look at that zoom camera anymore. There we go. Ta-da! We're going to go ahead and iron up these pieces now. I'm going to move this iron because I'm going to need a little bit more space on my mat here. So we're going to go ahead and press the rest of these seams open, and then I'll give you guys a final reveal of what this particular block looks like. It's so pretty. So pretty. I'm very pleased with it. Very, very pleased. Yes, she is. She was unable to take her acid reflux pills, so she was waiting for those to take effect. But other than that, she's been all good. That's great. That's good. I'm glad to hear that she's better. Did she go back to school, or she's not still with you, is she? I assume she went back to school on Monday. Bossy Yorkie. Anyway, that's so funny. Denise says, love your color choice. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you very much for that. These are leftover fabrics. These are scrap fabrics from the Wild Meadow block that we're working on. The Norfolk Wild Meadow block that we started working on last week. These are Wild Meadow by Moda fabrics. I had some scrap ones left over, so I went ahead and just used those for this block. So I can't take full credit for it. I did not choose these colors to go together. I just happened to have enough pieces to cut them up for this block. That's all. Oh, the cold closed the schools on Tuesday. Yeah, I thought I remembered hearing that. But thank you anyway for pointing out the fabric choices. I mean, I did choose to use them for this block, but I can't take credit for putting them together. My ear is ringing. That's fun. Naomi. I'm still laughing at Naomi's comment. She was dealing with a bossy Yorkie. I have a bossy Sheepoo. we don't have any Yorkies in our house, but we got bossy Sheepoo. Does that count? Because she's pretty bossy. Wow, that's so pretty. So pretty. Got threads everywhere. Love it. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. Like, I mean, it goes whatever way you want it to go, but gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Joyce, thank you so much for that super chat. Hearts in chat, everybody, for Joyce. Thank you so much. So kind of you. Not sure why it didn't show up on the screen, but thank you very much for that. That is super sweet. Thank you. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome back. Thank you very much for that. Terry says, I wonder why I live here. I don't really do well in the cold weather. I don't know why I live here. That's so funny. Thank you, Cheryl. She says the block is very pretty. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, this is our block party video. So this block was made, it's called the Infinity Block from our 1,000 Blocks book. It's a new quilt along we're doing here on the channel. If you guys are interested in joining us, you're absolutely welcome to do so. You just purchase the book. You can do it from any local bookstore. I can't talk. Bookstore or Amazon.com. There's a link in the description of this video that you'll be able to, that you can get to. It's the 1,000 Blocks book by Quiltmakers. Now be careful. Make sure you get the one by Quiltmakers, because there are a bunch of different variations of books out there that are very, very similar. This is the Quiltmakers one. I can show you guys the book here in just a minute. I've just got it sitting off camera right there. But we're going to be making one block a month. Well, one type of block a month. 2 blocks, 2 pieces of one type of block every month. This is a series that we had started back on the channel a couple years ago. And, you know, and things just kind of got in the way, and we set it aside for a while, but we're bringing it back this year by popular demand. The idea for this project is that it's supposed to be scrappy. It's supposed to use up your scrap fabrics, so the blocks don't necessarily need to match. You know, eventually we'll be putting these blocks together in a quilt. So if you want to put it on point, yeah, there's a good idea too, Nancy. Yeah, put it on point. Seeing hearts in that block. Oh, yeah, you could. That could be fun too, yeah. I don't see any hearts in the block, but you could do it on point too. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I do see the hearts. I do see the hearts now. You're right. They're right there. I didn't even see those before, but good eye, Nancy. Yeah, that's totally a heart. You're right. Yeah, so if you put it on point, you can see hearts. Perfect, right? Totally perfect. Good job. I think that was just a secondary pattern. I don't think that wasn't the intention, but that's fun. One more iron. Make it nice and flat. Terry says, I ordered the log cabin with a twist pattern book. It will be my first quilt book. Not sure what I'm going to commit to. No, we can understand that. Yes, the hearts too. And there's bigger ones too. So like there's little ones and big ones. So good eye. Like totally good eye. Like there's like bigger one down here. And then there's the smaller ones here. Yeah, I would not have seen that if you hadn't pointed it out. So good, really good eye. So very, very good eye. So let me show you guys what the book looks like in case you guys are interested. Again, there is a link in the description box below. You don't have to join. You can just sit back and watch and relax with us. It's no big deal. Here's the book. It's called the Quiltmakers 1000 Blocks book. This way. There we go. Make sure it's this version. It does come with a CD in the back because there are some paper piecing and applique patterns that we're going to be doing throughout the year. Hi, Katie. We're going to be doing those throughout the year. So if you don't have a CD player in your computer or you don't have access to be able to get the computer, but you do have a copy of the book, if you send me a picture of the copy of the book that you have, I will go ahead and I will be happy, more than happy, to send you copies of whatever block it is that we're working on, the printed pieces that you need. I'm not going to send you the pattern, but I will send you whatever comes off of that CD. I can send that to you if that's what you need. But I will need a picture of the book just to prove that you purchased the book, because, I mean, this is copyrighted material, so I don't want to be distributing copyrighted material you know, to people who, you know, it's just a copyright law thing. It's like an ethics thing for me. It's just kind of my thing. So, but if you don't have access to a CD, then I still want you to be able to participate. So I will gladly share that with you as we get to those blocks. Now I'm not going to share the whole thing with you, just the blocks that we're working on. But if you need access to the pieces, the pieces that we're using, when that time comes, just let me know, and I'll be happy to share that with you. But I've got 4 blocks here already that we had put together 2 years ago. You guys can see the videos for those. There's a playlist on the channel that's called Block Party that will show you those pieces. You don't necessarily have to put those blocks together if you haven't already. If you want to put them together, you absolutely can, and then you can continue to use those as part of our quilt. Otherwise, we're going to be starting brand new fresh. We're going to be making 2 blocks a month for a total of 24 blocks that will make a decent sized quilt. If you want to add the extra 4 in there, then you'll just have some extra 4 pieces to go with. So it's completely up to you. Katie says, yeah, I have that book and I had some plans of making blocks. Actually started making blocks from the book for my lives. LOL. Yeah, there you go. Go figure. Well, I started this series. This is the Block Party series. I started this about 2 years ago. It started as a pre-recorded, and then we kind of went to a live stream format, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle for a little while, but it is back. It is a lot of fun. This first one right out the gate is absolutely gorgeous. We made 2 of them, so we have 2 of them exact blocks. See ya in the dust, Lucas. So cute. So we have 2 of these blocks now that I'm going to go ahead and fold up and put inside of our bag. And then here are some of the other blocks that we have made previously in the series many moons ago. In fact, the paper piecing one, it's so funny, I still have the paper on it. Like, I still have to pull the paper off. But here's one of them. Isn't that cool? I loved this block. This was probably one of my favorite blocks. There you go. So there's the second one. So each one of these has 2 blocks. I'm just going to show these to you guys real quick. You guys can check out the channel, the playlist, to see what the actual ones look like. There you go. Patty says good night. No problem, Patty. Yeah, we're going to take off here in just a minute. I'm just showing off these blocks real quick. And then there's this one here. Katie says, those blocks are lovely. Well, thank you, Katie. And then here is our Royal Star. There we go. So these are the ones that we had made a couple of years ago. So I still have them here. I never got rid of them. Never lost them. They stayed right here. So we're going to keep working on those. And now I can have got 2 more to add to the pile. And then every month we'll come back here one Thursday in the month and we will be making another set of them. Oops, I dropped a piece there. Our next one will be in February. I don't remember the exact date yet. I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. Keep an eye on the channel. Keep an eye on our Facebook group so that you guys can see when those come up. If you have made this block, please make sure you post pictures of that in our Facebook group. We would love to see what it is that you're working on. We would love to see how your pieces are coming along, what fabrics that you have chosen, whether you're going to do something completely scrappy like I have, and each block is going to be completely different colors and nothing's going to match up and it's going to be a lot of fun, or maybe you've opted to go with all of the same colors. Bug your honey for some pics, please. Yes, Katie, I do. I need to get some pictures to you. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. In fact, I'll try and remember to send you that picture here in just a little bit. But anyway, thanks again, friends, for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate you hanging out with me this evening. It is a Thursday evening. It is late. It is 10 after 9 here. Like, Mr. Wizard's getting ready to go to bed. I can hear him trying to get ready to go to bed here soon. And so I'm going to head off, finish what I was eating for dinner because I had to kind of slurp that down a little bit. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my evening with my puppies, get a good night's sleep, and I'm off for Friday tomorrow. Thank goodness it is Friday. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and early into your weekend. And don't forget to be back here Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, where we're going to be working on a little bit of a secret project. It's a project that's come up on the channel a couple times, but we really need to get cracking on it because it has been hanging on the side of that door for way too long, and we need to start fixing it. So that's going to be something fun that we're going to be working on as well. So lots of fun things coming up here soon, but I will see you guys again really, really soon. Take care for now. Be safe, be well, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye for now.